guys, I'm in Los Alamitos, California, and I'm in front of my grandma's house, and I am doing a tow adjustment before I hit the road to drive home. And even though Drift Week is officially over, I fully expect, since I'm street driving this, that I'm gonna have some sort of problem, because I always have problems no matter what I do. So, that being the case, I am not done vlogging, because if something funny, interesting, or miserable happens to me, I want to put it out there. So yeah, I'm just getting the tow adjustment all figured out. The whole trip I've had the luxury of having someone else to hold the tow plate opposite of me, but I'm by myself, so I'm going to try and do this by myself without anybody's help, and then at least dial in the front toe, that way I don't scrub these tires on the way home. I do have one spare tire in the trunk. I have some tools, and I've got a bunch of quick releases and steering wheels, which does me absolutely no good, but I thought I'd mention that. I've got these ramps, I've got a jack, one spare tire, which is, I'm sure, flat spotted. It's one of the rear drift tires I was using, a bag of tools, an impact, jug of water, a windshield banner that I didn't use on the trip, and some blankets, and a helmet. And that's about what I've got to make it home. So that's more than enough for my level of MacGyver. So my plan is to make a few stops here in LA, visit some sponsors and some companies that I work with, and then hit the road and head home and try and make it home by tonight. It is currently about 10 a.m. Utah's 1 hour ahead of us, so it's 11 a.m. there. It's about a 10-hour drive. And if I'm taking this car, I can cruise 90 plus on my way home. So that's the current plan. I will keep you guys updated, hoping for a good adventure today. So I've seen this before, where O'Reilly and AutoZone are right next to each other, but I don't know if I've seen it like this. Like literally, the buildings are touching. That's a pretty gnarly rivalry. There's the gap between buildings, like a foot. I wonder if they have a door between the back where they trade parts. Backdoor trading. This is wild. But my allegiance is still with O'Reilly. So I haven't been able to find this oil for a long time in Utah or anywhere. There's been like a shortage on it, but I found a bottle here, so I bought it. Huge, 2.5 gallons. So that should keep me busy for a while. So I stopped here at Godspeed. They've actually got a new warehouse since that last time I stopped by, and they've got a really cool setup here. Tons and tons and tons of room. They got tons of product. I was talking to them about their supply chain issues, and like they said they're backed up a little bit on supply chain, but they've got really good stock in the warehouse here. So I was impressed at how I was expecting to find bare shelves like a lot of people are talking about, but they're pretty well stocked. So if you need your Godspeed stuff, make sure and hit them up. They've always been good friends of mine, and so I'm excited to potentially work with them next year. But I'm about to hit the road. It's 700 miles from where I am right now to my house, and that calls for about 11 hours, including the traffic I'm about to sit in. And it is, let's see, what time is it? 1:30 p.m. So it's gonna be a late night, and I also lose an hour because we're going back in the time zone. But I'm just gonna get on the freeway and cruise. Start watching a bunch of YouTube videos from Drift Week. Next time I'm talking to you will probably be me broken down on the side of the road. Hopefully not, but I'm ready for it. I got tools, I got my spare tire, I got everything I need. I'll probably drive a little bit, then pull over and check the tow, because I know it needs to be towed in just a little bit, but I just want to kind of get out of town, get to a truck stop, and then adjust that a little bit. So let's go, hit the road. Oh, that explains it. Idiots. There's idiots all over the road, and they're everywhere. And two of them managed to run into each other. Well, one's probably a victim and one's probably an idiot. So we have a crash on this side road that's a single lane of travel, and now we're all stuck. We all could have done well, but we all lose because some idiot rear-ended some other idiot probably. And now we're stuck. What's happening? Is that car upside down? How do you even pull that off? Go upside down. We're inverted. That's not good. Okay, I just knew it. I knew something bad was gonna happen. I'm in between Baker and Prim on I-15, and I'm out of gas. and there are no gas stations around here, and it's literally the middle of nowhere. There's lots of cars on the freeway, but I don't know how I'm gonna flag someone down and ask someone to come bail me out. So yeah, I got myself in a predicament. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do here, but I'll figure it out, figure something out. I definitely had a plan to bring a gas can with me, and I did not do that. So I don't have a solution right now, but I might actually be kind of screwed. I might be screwed, not sure. All the things to go wrong. My gas gauge isn't 100% accurate on the empty side, and I've never pushed it to the limit. And I was mobbing through the desert, just watching videos and just catching up for that time I lost, stuck in traffic, and I miscalculated. And now I'm paying the price. Yes! A little update. I was able to start it back up somehow. My gas gauge is like 1/4 to 0, somewhere between 1/4 and 0. Kind of bounces around. It's not super accurate. So I was able to start it back up, and I drove down a hill. You can't really see, but there's a big hill up there. Kind of comes down to this rest area. If any of you guys know the area between Prim and Baker, then you know this big hill that goes down and then all the way back up. It's just a big valley with a rest area at the bottom. Valley Wells is the name of the rest area. So I was able to get the car started. I was about 1/4 mile from the top of the hill. It's called Halloran Summit. So I just went up the hill. I was able to start it. I was like, oh, just get me to the top of that hill. And then I realized there was well, actually, I looked on the map before to look for the closest gas station. So I knew where I was. I recognized the area, and I was like, okay, if I get to the top of that hill, I can coast down the hill. Car starts up, drive to the top of the hill. Awesome, right? It wasn't sputtering or anything. And I was like, what the heck? Am I really out of gas? What happened? The biggest problem, not the biggest, but a problem right now is that I don't have a laptop to plug into my ECU and check what my fuel pressure is. I could be monitoring my fuel pressure and watching it stutter, and then I would know for sure that I'm getting fuel starvation because I'm out of gas. My only other alternative is to take the fuel pump sender out and open the tank and all that stuff, but the whole back of my car is full and all that stuff, so I'm not to that point of diagnostics yet. I coast down the hill, but as I'm coming down the hill, I'm like slowing down to like 30 miles an hour. There's only 2 lanes, so people are behind me like honking and trying to get around me and stuff, and I realize I can't coast. So I pop the clutch, run it up to like 65, 70, and then shut the car off, and then coast till I get back down to 40, and then pop the clutch. I did that about 4 times coming down the hill, right? But I'm also not trying to accelerate super fast because I don't want to waste a lot of fuel. So I'm like puttering back up to 70 miles an hour and then coasting. And I did that 3 times coming down the hill, made it to this truck stop, what's it called? Rest area. I figured at least if I'm a rest area, if I'm in a really, really bad spot, I can start asking people, because people stop here. On the side of the freeway, people aren't going to stop and help me. But if I'm in a rest area, I can actually bother people like, yo, can I get a ride to the gas station? Or do you have gas? Or if I can just wait here all night and wait till I see someone pull up with a trailer that has equipment or something that has a gas can, whatever. It's just more options if I stop here. But now I'm like, okay, I look at the map and I'm 1.7 miles from the gas station. I've been to that gas station. For some reason, we stopped at it on my last trip, and I know right where it is. I know what it looks like. They should have 24-hour pumps. We're still in the middle of nowhere, but there's this kind of oasis gas station in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm 1.7 miles from where I stand right now. I could walk 3 miles tonight with I've got a water jug in the back. I could use that for my gas can. I can make this happen, right? But my car runs. So I'm like, why not just jump in my car and start driving as far as I can, that 1.7 miles, to cut that distance down. Granted, I do have to leave my car on the side of the road, but since it doesn't lock, I'm way less likely for someone to pull over behind my car and rob me on the side of the road than I am being at this rest area for someone to pull up and steal stuff out of my car. At least that's the way I feel. People are less likely to stop on the side of the road behind someone and start stealing stuff out of their car than they are at an area like this where you can kind of park next to them and just kind of open the door and take stuff. So as far as that goes, if I'm going to go on the walk, I would much rather get closer. 2 benefits. I'm closer, so I don't have to walk as far, and 2, I think the car's a little bit safer on the side of the highway. So that's where I'm at right now. I knew something was going to happen. You can't make this stuff up. Idiot. I ran out of gas, I think. I'm not even sure anymore. And actually, when I turn the pump on, I hear it go, like it's struggling. I parked as flat as I could. That way, if you park on a hill and you're out of gas, it's not going to start. So I kind of parked as flat as I could, hoping that I can restart it and just get going up that hill. Thing is, once I start going up that hill, gas is going to go away from the sump, and I'm probably going to run out. So my guess is I'm going to make it maybe a half a mile, maybe a mile if I'm lucky. And then I guess I'll just walk the rest of the way. It's rather cold tonight. I do have a hoodie. I probably have some long pants in there somewhere. So this may be my night. I was hoping to drive all the way home tonight. I got stuck in traffic for 2 hours. Now I'm finally out in the open doing 90 miles an hour, and it caused me to run out of gas because I was inattentive. Also, I'm looking back like, man, what if I wasn't going 90 or 100? I probably would have had enough gas to make it to the gas station, but I just wasn't paying attention. There's no two ways about it. I looked at the gas gauge. I'm like, oh, I should be good to make it to Prim State Line or something, but nope, not quite. So here we go, off to rescue myself. See, that's what I'm talking about. I go in the bathroom to change my pants. I come out, this dude's parked next to me trying to steal my stuff. Get out of my car. Get away from my stuff. Drafting this truck so I can make it. There's the gas station. We're gonna make it. It's open. The car almost wouldn't start in the truck in the rest area. It was cranking, barely started. So I know it's out of gas. Woo! Made it. Thanks, trucker. Amazon. I promise I'll spend more money with Amazon. Oh, that guy ran out of gas. There's a guy on the side of the road. All right, headlights on. Fuel. Never been so happy to see that sign or a gas station. All right, don't run out. Sorry, stop sign. I'm not stopping. Oh, we're running out. Sorry, sign. I'm disrespecting you. Oh my goodness, that could not have gone any better. Woo! Oh man. That was lucky. Here's my gas gauge. So I guess I should draw a line on there and say, yeah, that's the limit right there. Because we are definitely out of fuel. I hope you guys heard it cut when I was coming off the freeway. We were definitely like, I was questioning myself whether it was actually out of gas, but I no longer question that. It is out of gas. Man, so lucky. I made it 3 miles after it stalled, and I didn't have to walk. All right, time to get gas and hit the road. Hey, look at these prices, ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not boosting anymore, so we're going with 87 octane. Just creating more problems for myself. How can this possibly burn me? How could this possibly end poorly? I don't know, let's find out. Las Vegas. Let me get some gas. I'm not gonna mess around anymore without getting gas. Going straight to the gas station. All right, so I finally came to get gas in Vegas. A good stop. The other gas is way expensive. This is way cheaper. Yeah, $3.79 instead of $5, whatever. And someone's getting rolled away on a gurney. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I'm just chilling here pumping gas, and yeah, that happened. So maybe I'll go inside and grab a drink. I'm not like a Snoopy nosy Karen, but you know, I'm still pretty curious what's going on. I changed back into my shorts. I put on my pants in case I needed to walk to get gas, which didn't happen, and then I hadn't changed back yet. I am so sick of drinking Red Bull on this trip. Like, I'm so sick of it. If it wasn't for this new flavor, pomegranate, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Another thing that just crossed my mind is not a single piece of my kit got ripped off the entire trip involuntarily. I took off my front bumper, but well, except for that crash, right? I got in that crash, but we took off the bumper and the fender broke. But other than that crash, the side skirts didn't fall off, the rear bumper didn't fall off, which the rear bumper almost always falls off on every car. Which I don't know if it's a testament to me driving better and not dropping tire and hitting stuff as much, or if it's just that we did a good job mounting the kit. But the side skirts didn't come off. I mean, the wrap is coming off, everything else is coming off, but not the skirts themselves. So that was something that just crossed my mind that I hadn't really thought of until now. The car is definitely looking battered, but it is not in that bad a shape. I definitely still haven't been able to figure out why this side has less camber and this side has more camber. There's definitely a difference here. When I get back to the shop, I'm gonna take that apart and look at it. I probably need to re-lip these wheels because this fitment is not okay. But I bought them, put them on the car, and went on the trip. Didn't have time to polish them, didn't have time to do much. It was like the last minute thing, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to drive on the Nervas. So that's how that went down. But these could use definitely a smaller lip to make them fit on the car. It's pretty wild. But to be fair, there is a huge spacer on there. Huge slip-on. I don't know if you can even see it. Yeah, there's a huge slip-on spacer, and the control arms are super wide. So if it wasn't for those two things, it would probably actually fit under the fender. And now I'm ready to go. I don't know about you guys, but this Pilot truck stop pizza, I live off this stuff. After restaurants close, or if I'm in my truck and have no other option, this pizza keeps me going. Pizza and Red Bull. I'll probably be stopping an hour for a bathroom break. It is 4:15 in the a.m. and I am in Springville, which is about an hour from my house. I'm super tired. Also, it's super cold. I still got my California tire on, and this is Utah weather. It's not California weather in November. Like, I'm tempted to just take a nap here, but I'm an hour from home, so I'm like just push through, make it home so I can sleep in my own bed. I haven't been home in 2 weeks. I want to see my kids in the morning. It's like that debate, you know, in my head. It's like, just push through, but I don't like to drive dangerous, so I'm like, okay, what can I do to not be dangerous? And then I remembered, I have a plan. I had a plan all along. Boom. That's the plan. Grab some ice, pour a Red Bull over ice, and carry on. I've actually got a slice of pizza too. Energize. One of my regrets, I forgot to talk about this, was that I did not wash the car one time on the whole trip, and I really wish that I would have. I didn't clean the wheels, I didn't do anything like that. I just drove it. We kept driving on dirty tracks, and I was like, oh, I'll wash it today, but it's like, no, we're going to another dirty track. Like, why would I do that? And so it just never really got clean. And then I got hit, and then it had marks on the side, and I was like, oh, I'll put some vinyl over that because I brought my whole roll of vinyl. And I had all these plans that just didn't materialize. I guess it's because we had so many other issues with the car, but that's one of my regrets, is not washing it, not making it look nicer the whole trip. So I've been driving barefoot, but it hurts my heels to put them on the carpet because there's no padding underneath it. So I've just been driving with a towel under my feet. And the heater blows right on my toes. It's really, really nice because it's cold outside. It's like 32 or 36 degrees or something. Too cold. That's all that matters. It's too cold for me. But got my Red Bull and my pizza. I'm passing the spot where my car broke down the very first night we were tuning it. That was the night that we finished the car. First time I ever drove it. I drove down here to Orem to have it tuned, and then the throttle cable snapped. That was the same night that we left to go on driftweek. So as I'm driving here, just passing it, it brings back those memories of the first time I ever drove the car. And now, like, I feel like I've had this car forever because I've been driving it for 2 weeks straight, street driving and track driving. Just a little nostalgic moment before I get home. Finally back on my exit in my neighborhood. I definitely pushed myself to the limit physically. I was falling asleep just the last, like, maybe 5 miles or so. But I made it, and the car's still in one piece. Surprisingly, it's still working pretty well. And there goes my phone, down to 15%. I'm just ready to be done. I'm ready to go home, ready to be asleep. It is 5:30 a.m. Maybe I will try not to wake up my neighbors with this loud car. I don't know that I ever had this car home at my house. I think I drove it straight from the shop onto the trailer, and then we took it to California. But I think my neighbors are used to me having a different car every week, which is what I've been doing lately. It's the final stretch of Drift Week. Once this car is parked in my driveway and shut off, that is officially the end of Drift Week for me. I'm counting this road trip on the way home as part of Drift Week, which I think is more than fair. But I'm not even gonna unload my car. I'm just gonna park, shut it off, and go to sleep. Well, and close my video. And hopefully try not to break my bumper while I'm pulling in the yard. Alright, so 5:50 a.m. and I finally made it home. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'm gonna go in my house, give my boys a hug and my wife a kiss, and go to sleep. But this is officially the end of Drift Week. This is the last Drift Week video. I'll probably do a recap and some stuff like that, but as far as the traveling, this is it. I'm home. I'm gonna get some sleep and go to work in the morning. Thanks for following along, guys. I really appreciate everything. The views that I got from you guys, the comments, the feedback, the messages, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Also, everybody that helped me along the way, everybody that helped me prepare. I'm super proud of this car, how well it did. I still can't believe it. I'm in awe that like it did everything that it did. And the problems that it had were stupid. They were enough to keep me from driving, but it wasn't like a major engine problem, or it wasn't anything like that. So I'm just super thrilled about the whole thing. Another Drift Week in the books. Probably 2,000 miles or so of driving, and it did it, no problem. Both the truck and the car, no problems. So mission success. That's it. I'm out. Bye, guys. Follow my next series. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to do something else. So thanks for subscribing. If you haven't yet, please click below on the subscribe notification bell, because I'll be doing something different. Don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to regroup my energies, my mind, my thoughts, and start on another project. Bye.